Hello everyone and welcome back to another video from everyone's favorite Halo YouTuber. Back again with another multiplayer gameplay breakdown. Sunday we had the first multiplayer reveal trailer, and then the next day we got the multiplayer overview trailer. I did a full breakdown of this on my channel the other day. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to check that out first, but I had the liberty of cutting out the talking faces, breaking it down to just the gameplay segments, and I want to go over and talk about what we see. Admittedly, it's a little more of the same, but there are some new things that we see that are exciting, and I want to talk about them. So let's jump into it. Okay, like I said, I broke out all of the talking heads, so now we just have strictly the gameplay. So you see, coming right off the rip, first thing I noticed, obviously, as I mentioned, new reticle. I'm happy. Maybe we'll be able to customize our reticles. I'm sure it'll be part of the battle pass, something they can monetize. But, you know, I'm happy that it's a little different because this looks a lot better to me. Also, you notice this guy quickly sprinting with the flag. They haven't really said anything about that. Obviously, that's a huge point of contention. No one really wants the guy with the flag to be able to sprint. Kind of like negates flag juggling, I guess, but I'm sure we'll see eventually, you know, if they ever release like a full multiplayer match or something, we'll see kind of how that's going to work. If you can sprint with the flag, I'm sure they'll have you sprinting slower than normal sprint. Maybe you'll be sprinting at walking speed, who knows, but just a little speculation. Obviously, no one really wants to see that, but it is what it is, right? What are you going to do? Some shots, some needler. I love a nice needle super combine, alright?
Just the feeling of like being in fire and throwing it down,
picking up the shotty off the wall, beautiful shots.
And I am there.
Remember how excited I was with like this big combat.
Pew 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 pew. You see a lot more shooting with the sidekick. You know, it's going to be a very high rate of fire, a lot of bloom on the reticles, so it's not going to be a precision weapon, that's for sure, right? It's got to be BRs. And who knows if the DMR's even in it? I haven't seen anything yet. The grapple in, that's going to be interesting. You know, I feel like maybe a few years ago I'd see that and be not too happy. I'd be, you know, classic Halo guy complaining. That's just what we have now. God, I'm like stuttering, stumbling for my words. But, you know, the grapple hook into combat, you know, we haven't seen like thrust or anything. Obviously you can sprint, but the grapple hook is going to be a huge thing for being able to get around the map quickly. And it is what it is. It's going to be in the game. You got to embrace it, right? These are some beautiful shots with the shotgun, right? Love to see that.
Going back to like what is the
outlines, you kind of see them a little bit. This kind of looks like it could be like an intro to start the game. Like this is kind of how each game could start, showing your team. You know, we got no red versus blue, so they want to show you the guys that are on your team, right? Don't want to be shooting your teammates. And then you come in and whoop, grab in on that.
Fair and balance starts.
Coming in,
Everybody's on equal finding.
and that's the start of your game. Picking up the weapons on the wall. I mean, it doesn't really make a difference to me if they have them in these weapon boxes on the wall or if they're on the ground. Like, it has the same outcome. What difference does it make, right? This gun, I know like people were complaining that it was very basic. When we first saw it, the textures definitely got upgraded. It looks a lot better. Automatic precision weapon, it seems like it has the potential to be overpowered, right? If it's a precision weapon and you hit all your shots, you'd assume that you can kill pretty quickly. So, I mean, I guess we'll have to give it a try once we have a chance, but that's kind of how I think of it.
Things that are true to Halo.
This, you see, interesting enough, it's kind of like the drop shield functions like a bubble shield, but you can shoot out each panel, which is a cool way to do it, I guess. Instead of it all being one thing, maybe it takes less shots to shoot out. You can shoot out each panel. So, you know, if you're trying to play your cover, good players are going to abuse this, and it's going to infuriate you that you can't possibly kill them. They keep using up all the panels, but, you know, it adds to the skill gap, I'd say, as much as a drop shield power-up can.
Things that fans haven't seen yet.
This, obviously, we talked about being able to grapple the power weapons. I like that the grapple hook is a power weapon in itself, so obviously not everyone just has a grapple hook, grapple shot, and being able to have that is going to be a huge help. It looks like there's a pretty long distance that you can grab the weapons from. Like that's not right next to them by any means, so you're going to have a pretty good radius that you can grab weapons from. So this seems like it makes the grapple shot even more powerful. If you take into account being able to fly around the map real quick and then also being able to grab weapons at a distance. So
Equipment is bad.
definitely interesting.
Kills.
The hammer.
Would you do that, or could
I never, like, I thought the hammer looked fine, normal, and then I saw, I guess it was Late Night Gaming on Twitter talking about how the gravity hammer the guy kind of just falls over. It's not like a gravity effect where he's like launching them across the map.
Or
Just like,
could you go and get?
so we'll see. Maybe they'll change that up. This is pre-release. I also like the way the kill feed and like this stuff looks. Really reminds me of the Halo 5 beta versus the Halo 5 finished game. If you go back and look at beta footage, it looks very much like, I don't want to say it's unfinished, but this looks, I don't know, like low budget, like not AAA. It looks like a free-to-play game the way that, you know, these killed comes out with the points, and the kill feed looks a little dinky. I don't know how to put it, but
Swing yourself to the other side of the map.
being able to swing yourself across the map is going to be cool. I can see some crazy clutch moments coming up in strongholds. That looks like that's what they're playing right here. Like 99, get in, get in. Someone grapples in to like stop it and maybe cap it just in time before the game ends or something. It'd be
The
interesting.
exciting combinatory nature of
Nice little, this map looks pretty cool. I heard someone was talking about how these look like the double doors in Dust, and how this map looks like Dust or Dust 2 in Counter-Strike, and obviously you can draw those comparisons.
is super
But this is interesting. This is something that we didn't see before. The shield that in the trailer he uses to deflect the plasma rifle or the plasma pistol burst back at him, he uses it to launch himself. He looks at the ground, launches himself with whatever that equipment's called,
super.
and he launches himself into the sky. So maybe the advanced movement is taking a step back in that you don't spawn in with these advanced movement mechanics, but you can have pickups that have dual purposes, right? They have tactical purposes, deflecting the plasma pistol back and being able to grab power weapons with the grapple shot, but then also they provide movement mechanics that'll help you get around the map faster. That's going to really add to the skill gap because not everyone has it. The good players are going to control those power-ups or power weapons, whatever you want to call them. And I like that. It's interesting. Obviously, you know, I'm more of a classic Halo guy, but I think this is honestly a good meet in the middle spot. And if you're looking for a classic Halo, this is probably the closest you're going to get, honestly. The next time you're going to get a true classic Halo is when that type of game becomes popular again. Someone else is gonna make a game that's like classic Halo, and it's gonna be popular, and then 343 is gonna copy it. Like, oh my god, we have something that could do that. You know, that's like the best chance you have at getting a classic Halo.
Super amazing.
But yeah, that's really interesting. A nice little movement mechanic you get to do. Grabbing camo, I talked about this. I'm not sure how I feel about it. You're not gonna be able to like burn OV and camo now, because the only way you could really burn it is if you grab it and then jump off the map with it. You have to throw it off the map like it's a weapon instead of, you know, the animation. If you don't complete the animation in Halo 5 and they kill you, it just disappears. So that's an interesting concept. I want to see it, kind of play with it before I really have a final, you know, final opinion on it. It's a vehicle gameplay. You see the vehicle without a wheel. That's interesting. But they've talked about that for a while. You get a little look at the Razorback here. That's interesting. Being able to store stuff. There's nothing more fun than loading up with the boys in big team, right? And loading a vehicle full of players. So the Razorback seems like it's really going to provide an opportunity to do that. So I'm excited for that. This little archway kind of looks like, reminds me of like high ground going into the base through that tunnel. People are going to be camping on that.
For me,
Some more
BTV
vehicular
is
combat.
in
Another look at that same map, you know. I'm assuming like you're gonna be storming through the troops with the boys through the vehicles, and people are gonna be posted up on top of that trying to pick you off with a rocket or
weapons,
Spartan laser.
We really want.
The only reason I even stop it here, thinking about the turret, is Late Night Gaming made that video, the turret problem, Halo's turret problem. It kind of looks like it doesn't have a lot of recoil, and like, you know, it has like the fire and stuff, which are cool effects, but it doesn't look like there's much recoil on this when we shoot it. I think of Late Night Gaming's
and just turn the
video
volume
on
up.
that.
Vehicles are no longer just spawning at bases anymore.
They talk about how the vehicles are going to be dropped out of the sky. That's interesting. Honestly, I feel like that's it's a cool aspect. They talk about it's also weapons, so I guess power weapons aren't going to just appear. They're going to drop like from the sky on drop pods, and the same with the vehicles. And as long as they're not like ordnance drops, like power-ups that you earn and like, oh, I get to call on a power weapon, like I don't want that in the game. But if that's just how they're gonna, you know, it's not gonna change the way that the game plays. The weapons still are on timers, but they're gonna come out of the sky instead. I think that aesthetically and like adds to the illusion of being in a big, large-scale battle. So I think that's really interesting.
It makes it feel like
I like that.
This is just a certain beautiful slice of sci-fi chaos.
Nice little splatter.
Was before.
Captain Flag.
Personal AI information for the player.
They talk about having a personal AI. That's interesting. I mean, it's just something that they can monetize and kind of put in the battle pass, whatever. But, you know, people are going to have fun with that. They're going to go through all the options and pick one that they think really expresses their own Spartan. So, interesting. They go by and talk about all the auto customization, all the different armors and stuff that you can change, which is cool. Obviously, it's going to be Halo 5 times 1,000, you know, as many parts and pieces that they can put together just so, you know, it can be going in the battle pass. But weapons and vehicles all look good. I really like the way they look. Very interesting. I like this Halo Waypoint. I'm hoping that this really makes me want to actually look at my stats and mess with my Spartan on my phone when I'm not actually playing the game, because I haven't felt like that since Halo 3 going down on Bungie.net. The models look good. I'm a fan. You see some storm rifle, still seems really powerful. It was super powerful in Halo 5. The sniper looks beautiful. The BR looks great. I love that reticle so much more than the one we saw in the first reveal.
Is just cosmetic.
Every season will have its own
All
theme and
cosmetic,
features,
love
new
that.
components, new
Spartans all look sweet. Everyone loves the samurai armor, right? It's a beautiful armor.
That's going to be something that players
Definitely, I don't know if I'm going to rock it because I'm probably going to be rocking the 152 thing. I put a lot of work into getting the 152, you know. This, really awesome looking, the Academy. I like the aesthetic of this place, you know, it looks pretty dope. Nice training area. Go in, I'm definitely going to be training hard. Messing around, shooting pots, getting warmed up instead of trying to find someone to octagon with.
They don't feel like they're behind everyone else. They can kind of come in on an even footing.
They also talk about, I'm not sure what they mentioned here. This is them just adding bots to the game. But they mentioned that it's going to help with like lingo and stuff, which is interesting. It's going to like, I guess, if I had to assume, like it's going to talk about, I don't know, one shot. It's going to tell you all the names of all the weapons, show you how they work, stuff like that. So, I mean, it could be stuff just to get acclimated with the new weapons added into Halo Infinite. So, we'll see how that goes. This, you know, another look at that map. Another look at this map. They look nice, you know. They all kind of seem either Halo 5-y or kind of like outdoorsy, which I guess, you know, they're all very similar, and maybe you'd want some more variety, but I'm sure like these aren't the only maps in the game. Hopefully we get, you know, a snow map, desert map. We like variety.
And just can't wait to.
We know people are complaining about the campaign and the way that those look, or that it's very all samey, like woodland, Pacific Northwest. Here you get a little glimpse of ADS. It looks like in the initial reveal I was saying that it doesn't look like Smart Scope's in, just like the BR reticle is like the classic BR zoom. And this, a little different. This actually looks like Smart Scope may still be in it. I'm not sure if it actually gives you an accuracy buff with the zoom, or if it's just an aesthetic thing, but we'll have to see and wait for that. Just a whole little mashup. Exciting, you know, nice melee, little snipe, and this, oh my god, the end of this, boom! Do you guys understand? This is, alright, so I understand what they're going for. This is supposed to appeal to the mass population, and this is going to create super hype moments, but this is so corny in my opinion. The, like, the first time that someone grapple hooks on a wall and then flies across the map and uses the sword lunge and lunges at me, like, I'm gonna have an aneurysm. I'm gonna action man my desk. And I'm gonna go beat my wife. All right, well, I don't have a wife, but obviously, you know why I would beat her. Just kidding. Don't actually beat your wives. It's a joke. Unless she really deserves it. Yeah, can't jump away from it. I'm sorry. I just always have to keep it going. But yeah, like, I just imagine, you know, the big content creators, the ones with actual audiences, you know, not sure what that's like, but, you know, they're going to jump into freaking Social Slayer or Big Team Battle, play against a whole team of My Little Ponies, and they're going to do some crazy stuff like this. And that's awesome in the sense that it's going to add to the virality of the game, right? They're going to post that on their TikTok. They're going to post it on their Twitter. It's going to go on their Instagram. It's, you know, it's going to be a highlight tape for their YouTube. And that makes it so shareable, and that's going to ultimately help the population grow. It's going to help them sustain the population, and it's going to be hype. But at the same time, man, the first time this happens to me, gonna freak the hell out, and that's fine. You know, that's just what Halo is these days. It's not it's a nice hybrid between the two games, but like I said, like, this is gonna feel so corny the first time that happens to me, but it is what it is. Overall, that kind of wraps everything up. I hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah, let me know your thoughts. That's kind of what I see when I watch this back, and I'm sure there's plenty of stuff to be unpacked that we haven't seen yet. I'm sure I might have missed some stuff. If I did, let me know down in the comments what you want to, you know, add in your 2 cents. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Later.